Scrapbookers, this is Megan, and I am back today with another Follow a Sketch February with Sandy Reversky, also known as State Goddess here on YouTube. So here you can see, and you will have seen the sketch previously in the video before the video started. We are doing a double page layout today, and I was super excited about this one because it's kind of a fun and cute little everyday story for me. Like my last video that was a follow a sketch, it was a layout about Tinian and I, and this one is again about Tinian and I, but it's also about his siblings. So yeah, anyway, sorry. I have noticed in the last week that I go on a lot of tangents, a lot more than I used to. So I'm wondering if this is like part of my new personality after having COVID. I get distracted very easily. Anyway, so here you can see I was just kind of adding all sorts of pattern papers to my desk, and I was going through all different colors and neutrals and everything. So I finally decided on 3 different main pattern papers. So what I'm going to do is, I think first I am going to start matting my photos on some black paper. I couldn't find any that were big enough in my scraps that were all the same paper, so I did go into my stash and I actually did find a black piece of paper. That is one of the things that I probably need to order from Close to My Heart. If you didn't know, I did actually recently sign up to be a Close to My Heart consultant again. I did it, I think, 2 years ago, and then I had to stop doing it because it just was taking too much money out of my pocket. But I decided to sign up again because this month they are doing an insane deal where you can sign up to be a Close to My Heart consultant or maker. They call it a maker now. They don't like the word consultant. It's kind of funny to me. For only $20. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then they give you also like $22 to spend in the Close to My Heart shop. So I've already placed a $50 order with them. I need to probably keep a list of things that I need. So black paper needs to go on that list. Anyway, long story short, I need black paper. And also, if you're curious about checking out Close to My Heart, you can click on my link below. I will have it linked down in my description. But anyway, I am all done matting my photos. And you can see I kept it very basic, just did black and did a very small border for all of them. Here is where I'm going to start adding the pattern paper to the background. So the one on the left, I decided to make a little bit smaller than the one on the right, which is fine. I did it on purpose. I didn't screw up or anything. And then I'm going to just start adding the other pieces of paper. So this sketch calls for, I think, 4 pattern papers. And so I use this cool kind of mixed media background one that's like blue and green. I have no idea where I got it from. It didn't have like a branding strip or anything on it. It was just in my stash. And so I don't know if I made it, honestly, or if I got it from somewhere. Maybe Hannah might have made it and given it to me. That actually is probably a big possibility. But I thought it looked really cool. And so I decided to make it like kind of the bigger focal part of where the photos are going to be on the left side. Because Tinian's shirt is blue in the photos, and then there's a lot of like shadows, blacks, grays, things like that. And so that's why I went with the color palette that I went with. So now here you can see I am adding this second or third piece of paper, and this one on the right hand side doesn't have to be so long. I actually in all reality didn't have to use that whole blue piece of paper, but I did just to make my life easier, and I didn't have to worry about cutting it down. You can do it either way. Whatever floats your boat. I was kind of sad that I did use up all of that blue paper because it was really pretty, but it's okay. We will survive. Okay, so for the most part, my background is all done. So now I am just bringing in a little 1/2-inch strip to divide each of the papers from the others. So I'm going to do 3 long lines on the left and then 3 short lines on the right. And I'm just going to start gluing all of those down. You guys, this layout was so much fun to make. And I seriously am contemplating doing more double page layouts. I've been watching a lot of, oh my goodness, who is it? MK on YouTube. And she does a ton of 2-page layouts. And her Baby Got Scraps series that she's doing with Kristen, like she has done a lot of double pages for that series specifically. And I'm like addicted to watching her do double pages. She's a master. So if you like double pages, you need to go watch MK. I will try to remember to leave a link down in my description. In fact, I'm going to write down MK's name so that I will. I think her channel is called Some Assemblage Required. I think that's how it is. She also, another fact that I just recently learned, has an Etsy shop. And I'm like so totally blown away with how many people have started their own shops and stores and stuff since I've been away. It's only been a year, which I know a year is actually a long time, but it didn't feel like it was that long that I was gone. But like MK has a store. There's a new lady that I just met. Her name is Anna. I think it's Veach, but her channel is called Peace Craft Love. She has a store. Oh my gosh, there's so many people that have stores. My old friend Shadney, like she was like seriously the first one that I found on Etsy, and I was like in love with her. And I've placed an order with like all of these places in the last week. I've been really bad. I told Sarah I wasn't going to spend any money in January, and it would be easy because I've been away for a year. I don't need anything. I have all my whole stash. Yeah, I kept that promise for like a week, and then I went to Spiegel Mom Scraps and oh gosh, where else? Shadney's Etsy shop, and then Some Assemblage Required, and oh my god, I'm naming a lot of things in this video. I need to stop because you're going to have too many links. You're going to be so overwhelmed. So you're welcome for all of the, the enabling that's happening. Okay, so the title. We are getting to the good stuff. I was so proud of myself for coming up with this title. So the story behind these photos are Jonas and Brennan and Mark really wanted to go on this terror ride. So every year before COVID hit, we would go down to Salt Lake City and go to Lagoon. It's like an amusement park, kind of like what is it? Oh my God, Great America. Is Great America still around? I don't even know. That was like the California version when I was a kid. It was called Great America, and it was awesome. Like, they just had tons and tons of roller coasters, right? So this one is in Salt Lake City, and it's called Lagoon. And we would go down there every year during spring break over the weekend, because they usually would have opening weekend the weekend of spring break. And so we would always do that with the kids, and it was always something fun that we would look forward to before COVID. And then COVID hit, and yeah, we haven't been back for like 2 or 3 years. It's been very sad. Anyway, long story short, so there was this ride that they had just made while they had closed, because they closed during the winter, and then they open from March to Labor Day, from like the end of March, I think, to Labor Day. And so during that time, they had come up with this new ride, and it was called Terror Ride. And so we saw that and Mark was like, let's go. And the 2 older kids were like, yeah, we love being scared. And Tinian was kind of like, I really don't want to do a scary ride right now. And so I was like, okay, I'll sit on the bench with you. And so Tinian and I sat on a bench and we waited outside the ride for them. And Mark caught like 3 or 4 photos of us, of Tinian and I on the bench. And 2 of the photos are my absolute favorite. The ones under Tinian and I doing the selfies, those 2 are of me like talking to Tinian very intently. And the one on top of it is me giving Tinian a kiss on the cheek. And that's absolutely my favorite photo. Like, I'm so in love with that photo. So don't worry, I will give you close-ups of all the amazing cuteness on this layout. But anyway, Tinian's my baby and he will always be my baby. So everybody just has to accept that. Tinian has accepted it. He's 11 years old and I still call him baby and he hates it. But I think he finally has realized I'm never going to change mom's mind. I will always be her baby. Yep, he will be. He's my last baby, so he's never grown up, even though he is, and it's very sad, but they have to grow up sometime, right? Okay, so anyway, my God, so many tangents, I'm so sorry. So the title that I came up with, because I had photos of them waiting in line to go on the ride, and then Mark took photos of us waiting on, the sidelines, waiting for them to get off of the ride. I was like, oh my God, that's the most effing amazing title ever. And it's probably really not that clever, but I am so proud of myself for this title. So the title is The Ride Line and the Sideline. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Best title ever. I'm so serious. You guys can tell me I'm insane. But I was so proud of myself for coming up with that. I didn't even have to ask Mark on that one. So yeah, that was super fun for me to come up with that title. The titles are usually the hardest part for me. And when I can actually come up with a title and I love it, it's like, wow, pretty amazing. Okay, sorry. I hope you're enjoying this voiceover and I hope you're enjoying the craziness that is the new Crafty Meggy as she comes back to YouTube. You guys, I missed you and I apparently really need to just be energetic about it because if I'm not, I don't know what's going to happen. It might come out in even crazier craziness. So, yeah, let's just let it happen, right? Okie dokie. So now I am bringing in, from my For the Love of Homemade kits, I decided to bring in some embellishments and sequins from that kit. And so I'm just cutting out a bunch of sticker flowers. And then I'm placing down a few of the little tab thingy embellishment things. And then this little tag I just wrote, Tinian didn't want to go on the scary ride, so he and I stayed on the bench outside. Super simple. And this is like not a mind-blowing, heart-stopping story, but at the same time, to me, it kind of is because it's just everyday life. My husband caught some special moments of Tinian and I sitting and chatting together, and I got some special moments of them standing in line. So this is a normal day in the Blethen house. We are a very loving family. We are very, very much a crazy family. Yeah, especially now that we have teenagers and they're growing up. They're growing up so fast and it's just so sad. But anyway, I am placing down all of the sequins and I'm so excited that I am using up my sequins. This is probably the most exciting part of coming back to scrapbooking is using up my stash. I'm so excited. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out everybody else playing along with Sandy, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.